Morning.
Good morning.
All right.
How do you feel about this game today?
Oh man. Wow. Okay. Um, watching these Memphis on tape, um, it's scary. They're talented. I mean, they're super talented. Um, their front line is as good as any front line we've played all year, and they play a lot of guys. I mean, they rotate guys in and out, but they got a lot of guys to play. And I think their Lomax kid is playing great. I mean, his numbers are what they are, but I think he does a good job of running their team. Um, we you just looking at their length is a concern. Going against their length defensively, they block shots. They play. Their defensive numbers are really good. And then they're just super talented, offensively. You got to keep them off the glass. I mean, I think this Memphis team is like some of the Memphis teams we played in the past. They're just really talented.
With the way Martins is playing, how much does that give you guys a boost? You've gotten
Mm-hmm.
pretty consistent scoring lately from Brandon and
Mm-hmm.
Jariah, and
Mm-hmm.
now to have Martins with the way he's playing.
And that was the hope for our team as we progressed, is that those guys would be our three leading scorers, and now that Martin's obviously had a really good week, even though he didn't get in double figures East Carolina, but I thought he was really good. It helps our team having that third scorer. And we're going to need him. Obviously Wednesday, Achua, their front line with Dandridge. I mean, they got a lot of guys and they got a lot of size, and it's going to be important that Martins is a factor. He has great presence, and also Manny. I know Manny's numbers aren't, from a scoring standpoint, aren't a lot, but his presence is valuable in a game, particularly in a game like this.
Do you like that, having Manny starting the
Mm-hmm.
games and Martins coming off the bench?
I do. It's kind of been good for us. I think it's helped Martins a little bit, it's been good for him to kind of sit and watch the game progress a little bit. It's funny. The 3 games, I think, he's got in foul trouble coming off the bench. And usually you think that maybe he wouldn't get in foul trouble because he's come off the bench and you're saving him a little bit. But with that said, we hope he don't get in foul trouble. But I do like the way it plays out, that that Martins would kind of get his feet underneath him, and now I've always said this. Who starts that, and it obviously is a great example right now. We have strength coming off the bench, and obviously Martins will definitely finish the games.
I think both of those road wins, the score was tied at halftime. I mean, what does
Mm-hmm.
it say about your team to not pull completely away, but to have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of separation there in the second half?
Well, and I think you're playing 2 hot teams. I mean, on the road. I mean, East Carolina's coming. They've won 6 out of 7, I think, before we played them, and they had their students back. They had a great crowd. We knew the energy was going to be in the building, and we just had to withstand their early runs. But our defense, and I talked to our team about defense, will travel. If we play defense, until we get going, we'll keep us where we needed to be. But I thought our defense was outstanding in both games, and then we kind of got our comfortability offensively in the second half on both games. I thought at Tulane, I thought we were so tight and we were edgy, and we took some contested shots, some quick shots, and just because we were amped up. But I felt like obviously our offense flowed much better there in the second half.
What have you seen since Cincinnati, and just in
Mm-hmm.
the makeup of the team, what guys are saying, how guys are feeling? What have you seen?
I mean, the Cincinnati game, I felt like, we talked about it, and again, we talked about it in here. That wasn't our team in terms of how we finished that game. I thought we played well in the first half. Actually, I thought we played well for 30 minutes of that game. We just didn't make shots. And then they started to make shots, and then we just kind of we couldn't make shots. But our focus was mental toughness and physical toughness, and I thought we exuded that from that point on. I thought you have to beat a Houston team is tremendously tough. I mean, they go to Wichita State and win, so and I felt like we started in that game, and that gave us a lot of confidence. And you go on the road and you play 2 teams that are playing very well, and I thought we had great toughness. When you play the way we played in the second half, both those games we had great toughness, and it showed in how we competed.
Do you think that that might be a game that you guys look back on as being like kind of a defining moment, or
Hmm.
is that reading too much into it?
Well, it's early, but I look at that game and I go back to last year when we had an opportunity to beat Cincinnati in here, and we didn't finish that game, and then how it kind of mentally just it struck us. So maybe mentally it's helped us this when you're able to win a game like that. We had Cincinnati beaten here last year. We couldn't finish it, and that was early and we knew the schedule was getting ready to go crazy, and it took us something from us. Hopefully we can use it in a positive way with the Houston game, and I think we have this week. But we got a tough stretch coming up. We do have I think 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 maybe at home, or 2 out of 3 at home. Maybe it's 3 out of 4. But we got here, and then we go to UConn, and then Wichita State back here. So it's a huge stretch for us against quality opponents, and we know we got to play at a high level to beat a very good Memphis team.
Do you look at this game on Wednesday and look at it as an opportunity to sort of make some national news?
Don't worry about that. I mean, you guys can. I mean, I think that stuff takes care of itself. I mean, we just want to win. We just want to protect our home court and have it. I do think it's a great opportunity to play against one of the best teams in the country, and I think our guys will look at it just that. I mean, you're playing, Memphis team that was preseason. I think they were in the top 10, weren't they? They've had a couple losses, but they're still very gifted, very talented. And watching them on tape, I mean, they are really good. So we get a great opportunity to play against one of the best teams in the country, and your home court. Can't ask for anything more than that's one game, and then you move on to your next game. So, I don't want this to be our team, and we've talked about it. No one game is going to define us, win or lose. I mean, it's a long season, and we're only 5 games into it. So a league play. So we know it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So we got to be ready to play Wednesday night against one of the best teams in the country.
Let's talk about this conference. 3 one-loss teams at this stage is something else.
It's a great league, and you got to be ready to play. That's why it was so gratifying, and what we did this past week, winning on the road. I mean, Cincinnati and SMU, 2 of the better upper echelon teams in our league, go to both those buildings and lose. So, it's a great league. There are a lot of teams can beat. Anybody can beat anybody. I believe that. And so we're in a good place right now, but we have some great opportunities on our schedule.
I thought it was just crazy that 3 of the top teams both lost 2 games last week or something. This is college basketball.
Yeah.
Wide open.
A lot of parity in college basketball, and I think that makes it great. I think that makes the game great. Exciting, I think teams just, as I talk to my team about, anything can happen. It's just about the team that plays together the best and have chemistry and confidence, and there's a lot of parity in college basketball.
First time in 26 seasons, they had 6 losses, but 8 beat top 5 teams: Duke, Auburn, and Butler. All lost in the last 6 losses since February. 94 was the last time it happened, 26 seasons.
Wow, you're a historian.
That's amazing.
So.
Yeah. No, I didn't show up in that one.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it really is. Amazing.
But it's I didn't know those numbers, but it definitely feels like that. Basically, I mean, who's the best team in the country right now? I don't know. Maybe Gonzaga, maybe. Who knows? I mean, but I think it's great. It's going to make for great March Madness. And hopefully, our league is getting 4 or 5 teams involved with that.
You mentioned protecting home court. How important is it that you have a big crowd Wednesday night, and a kind of loud crowd?
Oh, well, we need both of those. We need a big, loud crowd, and we know that that's going to be important to our success on Wednesday, and to pack rentals and have a lot. Our students are back, and hopefully we get our students out because they bring a lot of energy in the building. But that's going to be important to us to have success on Wednesday, and our fans are great. We've had a great success in our building throughout my 5 years here, and I anticipate it being a packed house, and I anticipate it being loud.
Coach, you've got 7 guys at any night. You can have different guys that
Mhm.
scoring, leading assists, steals. But I wanted to ask ask about Rochelle,
Mhm.
Brandon. Just, what makes him special? I mean, he does a little bit of everything.
Right. I think early in his time here, because I don't know if he's ever been a front line leading scorer type guy. I think he's always been that other guy that does a little bit of everything. And so we put that on him. He's worked on his game. He's put a lot of work on being a scorer but I think if you go back to an interview he had early, he said, I'm the guy that will do anything to help us win. And I go into every game thinking this process that I'm gonna defend, I'm gonna rebound, I'm gonna get loose balls, and if I score, it's a bonus. But you're gonna feel me, and that was his comment. But that's his mentality, and I think that's what gives him that knack to be, just that guy, just whatever it takes to win. And he guards the other team's best player. He blocks shots. He gets rebounds. He makes passes, and he's now, because he's learned how to play on the perimeter a lot. He's been mostly a post guy, but I think his playmaking is better. I think obviously his shooting is better, but he's a complete player. I think when you go in a game trying to defend him, you just gotta know that he can do a little bit of everything.
I heard you say on the radio after the game that his grandmother had just passed away.
Yeah.
So did he stay back?
Yes. And the funeral was Saturday, so he spent time with his family. He's coming back today.
Obviously, today is an important day in America to remember Dr.
Mhm.
King and his legacy.
Yeah.
What does Dr. King mean to you?
Oh, well, I think I have opportunities in my career because of people like Dr. King and preaching equality, preaching opportunity, and I know for me personally, when you go back and you look at the history of what he did, he endured. There's no reason that's the reason that today is important to all of us, African Americans, all people. Okay, guys, appreciate you being here. Thank you. See you on Wednesday.